All right, Coach, tell me about the workout this morning.
It was good. We sweat, which is what I wanted to do. The first thing we did was come out and run. Um, I gave him some free time last night, and I have no doubt that we were sweating out a hurricane or two, which is fine. We're going to put him on lockdown now moving forward. But I felt like, given the fact that we didn't practice yesterday and all we did was travel and we're on the long flight and guys dealing with finals and all, stuff like that, I just wanted to come out and get our legs loose, which we did. And then from there, we just had an up-tempo walkthrough. We'll come out tomorrow and come out in gear and really put a good practice together. So I'm pleased with today. Everybody did what they were supposed to do last night and this morning. So I'm pleased so far.
You wanted to get them out here on the dome turf and, kind of maybe get their eyes open to see what this place is like. Is that out of the system, or what do you think?
I hope so. It's a great facility. It's one of the great facilities in all of American sports, and I don't think they understand exactly how much great sport has taken place in here. But the first 10 minutes we just kind of let everybody walk around, and then we threw some pat and go just so they could get used to the lights, which are different than the Mountain West lights. Aren't going to be that high. We don't have any buildings this big in the Mountain West, so getting used to stuff like that, and I think they have it out of their system. I think it'll be fun for our guys. I mean, that's part of one of the reasons that this is a great bowl, is that I don't care if the place is only half filled, and hopefully it'll be more than that, but how many chances will our kids ever get to play in the Superdome, in one of the great buildings in our country? So I think that's part of the fun of it.
What kind of an experience do you think this is going to be for Kendall Johnson?
I would imagine he's pretty excited. I mean, I didn't I didn't know the history that the Cajuns did not recruit him. I didn't know that. I mean, we just kind of recruited him, got him on a visit, and he fell in love with the place. I really was not paying much attention to who was or was not involved, but I'm sure that the chance for a guy to come home and play his hometown school, I would imagine that's pretty cool.
For you guys taking on a team that's won 3 straight games in this building with all the fans they'll have coming, how do you prepare? It's essentially a road game almost.
Yeah, I mean, we just prepare like a road game, but I mean, we played and won at BYU. We played at Florida State last year. So I mean, we've played at UCLA. I mean, so I don't think that's necessarily a really big deal. But I mean, from the moment we began talking about the game, we just simply came out and said, hey, it's a road game. But that's not a huge deal. We're used to that.
Can you talk about the power they have in the backfield with Alonzo Harris and Elijah McGuire?
Yeah, I mean, 2 very good players. To be honest with you, I mean, the 2 offenses look pretty similar. It's not just the 2 backs, too. It's the quarterback. I mean, he's the 3rd leading rusher. So clearly our job is to stop the run first. Coach Paterno had an old saying, make them play left-handed. So if we're looking at this opponent and saying, how do you make them play left-handed, then you got to stop the run. And that's what we got to do. I like our backs. I mean, we got 2 pretty good ones, and we got a quarterback that runs away from, Pac-12 opponents. So I think it's going to be a heck of a football game.
What's made Cody so successful just over his career?
He's got physical tools, clearly. I think he's a much better thrower than people gave him credit for at the beginning of his career. I think they said, well, he's just an athlete who runs the pistol offense, but the reality of it is he's a polished passer. His demeanor and his approach he's so mature, and he's seen so much. He's been in the battles. Again, the 2 quarterbacks are very similar. I mean, you could say the same about both guys, that, been in a lot of games, been in the fight, seen a little bit of everything. So, the sad part for me is, we're the 9th youngest team out of 130 in the country. And, here we are trying to win our 8th game in a bowl game with that young team. You'd love to have them back for a year or two as the rest of the team develops and matures. But unfortunately, that's not in the cards for us. We got them for one more game.
What's your reaction when you kind of hear people say the things like, oh, the only people that's put up numbers like him is Colin Kaepernick and the 9,000 and 3,000?
Yeah, I think the 9,000 and 3,000 club being pretty exclusive. What do I think? I think that if I were a recruit, I'd be wanting to play in our offense because we have numbers. And frankly, I was disappointed when he passed that landmark this year that it didn't get more national recognition, because it doesn't matter what the level of play is. I mean, people can look at the Mountain West and say, well, it's not Power 5. It's really, really good football, and I think if you look at how teams like Colorado State and Boise and we beat Washington State. I mean, there's evidence that it's really good football, and for the guy to put up those kind of numbers and have it almost be a blip, I didn't think was fair. I mean, he's accomplished some stuff that it's rare air now. It's rarefied air. So,
With the Cajuns having been here obviously for 4 years, any worry about the distractions of New Orleans for your guys their first time down here?
I was worried last night, but it seems we've gotten past it. I haven't seen the New Orleans PD come out to practice, and everybody was present and accounted for this morning. I've been through this before. I've been here with Notre Dame at the Sugar Bowl. I know what the temptations are. My hope is that we got it out of our system last night. Everybody did their little sightseeing and enjoyed what they wanted to see, but now it's time to go get ready for the game. And I'm sure any team that comes here worries about the same things. I mean, and my thought was if I lock them in the hotel the entire week, I'm going to be dealing with a bitter group. So the plan, which I believe was the correct plan, was to give them one night to go see everything. But after that, now it's time to get tightened up on the ball game.